We are here today with Kiefer Sutherland, and a lot of people know you from your acting career.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't know that you sang. Go back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the history, because I know this morning we learned that you started in rodeo and roping and doing some of that. So kind of bring us forward. Start with kind of how you got into the acting and how it brought you into the singing career.
Well, the acting I've been doing all my life. I started work as an actor when I was probably about 14, 15 years old. And it's the desire that I had that motivated me to want to act was the desire to tell a story. And I've done it through film and television and theater for 30 some odd years. And ultimately the desire to play music is the same thing, or is driven by the same thing, which is the desire to tell a story. It's just in a different medium.
Right, right. Now I know that a lot of the songs that you wrote, you said came from a very personal place inside, and a lot of them are also kind of dark, actually. But it was over like a 10-year period, or quite a long time period, that you wrote a lot of those, because you didn't intend to write this album. It just kind of happened, correct?
It was, the songs were very personal and they were very private to me. You know, I think the thing that we share a lot is certainly in the human condition. Getting through life is not easy, and I'm one of the luckiest people I've ever met. I've been able to do what I've wanted to do for a living. I've been able to take care of my family. You know, so a lot of the stresses that a lot of people have, I don't, and still managing to navigate one's way through life is hard. And I think certainly with music and the desire to convey some common ground between myself and an audience or someone who's going to listen to the album, many cases those are the things that we'll write about and that we'll understand. Oh, that person's lost someone. I went through something like that, and so I'll feel a connection to it. The difficulties of a heartbreak, you know, and so I'm certainly not the only person that's written about those dark things, but it was very helpful for me to write those things. In many ways, put some of those things to bed, and I got to do that through the music. And then the thing I've enjoyed so much, which is playing live, is being able to play a show, and at the end of that show, having the audience and myself realize that we're not very different. And that's been something that's been really very special for me.
Have you had any of the songs that you wrote with one intent, but it was interpreted by someone else, maybe that came up to you after a show in a different light?
No, and I think the reason for that is that, you know, in the context of the show, I will explain where I was when I wrote the song, why I wrote it. And in fact, there was a song called Shirley Jean, where I explained the nature of that song, and I had a bunch of people come up to me after and go, "Oh, I didn't realize that," because I'd heard it on YouTube, but I didn't. When you told me the story, now I really get it. And so I think for me, and I know a lot of songwriters won't talk about their songs that way, that they want an audience to have the freedom to interpret them. These are very specific to me. And again, the desire to tell a story, I have no problem being able to convey. The intention of why I wrote the song, and trying to, again, find a common ground between what someone out there is going through in their life and what I've gone through in mine.
Because you wrote it over such a time period, obviously you had different acting roles going on between them. Did any of your characters come out in any of those?
No, no. It's no. They're very separate that way. I think one of the things that I did find interesting was that I expected, you know, 30 years of acting experience to influence how I would do a show as a musician. And it was the opposite. Played about 25 dates in California, did them pretty fast. And then I went and shot a show called Designated Survivor, which will come out in the fall on ABC. And because the show, the music show, required me to open up in a way that I had not before, I mean, been very private about my life, guarded, if you will. And the show has actually made me open up in a way that I didn't expect. And then when I went to go do the the film or the television show, I was less guarded in creating the character and kind of let maybe a little more of myself into it than maybe I would have had before. So I was very surprised that it was actually the music that informed the acting, and I thought it would be the other way
It works in
around.
mysterious ways. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
You never know. So now that you've done the live performances, now are you itching to get back and write more?
Never stop writing. We write a lot on the bus, and the writing never stops. And hopefully the touring won't either. I'm having one of those kind of phenomenal years where I'm doing a show that I love, which is Designated Survivor, and I really do. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for an actor. And then I'm touring, which is something that I am loving as well. So I'm having a really lucky run right now.
Best of both worlds at the moment, yeah, absolutely. What's been the one thing that has surprised you the most, whether it be the recording process or the live performance process, things that you just really did not expect or didn't think that it maybe happened that way? Or
Well, I think we have a tendency to underestimate how cool people are, and the audiences that have come to see the show, they've wanted it to be good, and they're on your side, and I think I maybe wasn't as aware that people actually, they're going to come and try and root for you. They're not going to try and knock you down.
Sure.
And I think that's been something that has really moved me on a very personal level. I'm very grateful for, and have just been really enjoying that.
How did you choose, because they're all personal songs, or a majority of them are, how did you choose which one you wanted to release first? And
Well, I did the record with one of my best friends, a guy named Jude Cole, and he's a professional musician, producer. He really liked Not Enough Whiskey and wanted to see what I would do with a video for that. Because we weren't specifically chasing radio or doing anything like that, it was really up to us. So I did. I shot the video for that, and it just happened to be the first thing that came out,
has there been a song that you're getting requests for? I assume social media and everything, you're getting a lot of a lot of fans are commenting on things. Are they saying, we really like this song, play it live, or,
We play it. We play everything off the record. So, but I mean, it's certainly from town to town, you start to get a sense of which songs, can kick the room off, or which songs make people go quiet and listen. And so that's all. That's all a learning kind of process.
A personal favorite of you that you're kind of getting a feel of, that you're like, I'm really loving performing this song live?
Well, and it's different. I mean, Down in a Hole got a lot of energy, and it's kind of a rock song. My Best Friend is a song that, for me, on a personal level, is very important. I like playing that, but truth is, I like playing them all, and been glad that the audiences have so far been all right with that.
So as the music side of it, not so much on the acting side, but you always have to think out of the box. How are we going to reach new fans? Because obviously you have a huge fan base from the acting world that may or may not enjoy that kind of music.
Right.
So how have you reached new fans in the music world?
It's really just through the touring. We're playing small rooms, 250, 300 people. Most of the shows were sold out, but a lot of them sold out because people walked up on that night, and they would have come to see any band. And and so I think just over time, you play enough of these shows in enough of these bars, and 250
Absolutely.
becomes 500, becomes 1,000, and you just kind of grind it out.
Have you had any that came in with an expectation because of your acting and your characters? Because so many people see actors as the characters that they play. That's just common knowledge. So have they come in with an expectation of hearing or seeing one thing, and then you just blew them away, and they...
Well, I don't know. It's not for me to say blew them away. That's for someone else. But no, I think, the album isn't out. We toured before the record. I'm completely aware that people are coming out because they know me as an actor. And I'm so grateful that they came out at all. And then it's our job to put together a set that's interesting enough, that's going to move them musically, for them to have a good night there, and then hopefully a few of those people will be interested to get the record and hear what it is.
Absolutely. Well, last question. I know you said that you didn't do this to, for the radio and for that. So, most artists, when they decide that's what they want to do as a career, they have that pinnacle thing, whether it be perform on the Opry stage or they're after a CMA award or something. What's yours?
I'm in the process of doing it. 250 to 400 people a night, intimate evening, share the stories, share the songs, raise a glass, have a drink, and it's been incredible, and I'm gonna do that till the day I die.
Good for you.
Bless your heart, Sharon.
Well, it's been great to talk to you. I'm
Thank you
anxious
so
to
much.
hear more music from you
Thank
and
you.
see you again, see you perform live, and
great.
look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers to you, too.